Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. It's Jasmine. I have a 8 card spread here for you. This is going to be part 2 of the Karlie Guse video that I did. She came up missing. Someone had requested it. I did part 1 and now I'm going to do part 2 because I left it kind of hanging. So I did part 2 to see what other information I can pop up from this energy. And I asked the cards, I shuffled and shuffled, and this is what I came up with. 8 cards fell out. So I'm going to try to get through these pretty quickly and see what we have here. First, I'd like to say this video is not made for kids. If you're under the age of 18, please click off now. Also, this channel is my brand. Please do not attempt to copy it for any reason. This video is not made to defame or defame anybody's name or character. And also, my copyright Fair Use Act is in the disclaimer box. You can read that. Alright, since we are talking about a third party, I have to use the Copyright Act. And I am going to use the word allegedly because this is YouTube. So I don't like using that word, but I feel like I have to use it during my videos. So let's get started with the reading. For the first one, we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay, I asked as I was shuffling, what happened to her? Where is she at? Will she be found alive or dead? Is she still alive? And the last card in the first reading was the Page of Wands, which means news coming in. I asked, what was that news about? Okay, so for the first card, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, in the reverse. Okay, so when it's in the upright position, this shows news rushing in, information, urgent information rushing in. As you can see, the horse is flying through the air. Look at his face and look at the face of the character on top. He's got his sword up, to let us know that he's coming in. He's coming in with a message. You see how the wind is blowing the trees because the horse is coming pretty fast. Okay, so this represents urgent news coming in, but it fell in the reverse for her. Okay, so with the card in the reverse, it shows that this person, I'm seeing that it's her, that she can no longer move in the direction she was going. And I feel like that's pertaining to her life before she disappeared, because she was on drugs, or allegedly she was on drugs. Allegedly she was on drugs, and those drugs were like really messing her mind up. Okay, I feel like the drugs gave her episodes of schizophrenia, where she was believing that people were either against her, following her, hearing voices, or imagining things that weren't there. Okay, so I feel like since she was in that state of mind, she could no longer go in the direction she wanted to go with her life. Okay, her life wasn't taking her anywhere because her mind was messed up. I am seeing that she felt like every day she felt really apprehensive in her own home. She had difficulty maintaining mental stamina, strength in her, I'm hearing strength in her mental attitude, strength in her mental capacity to problem solve, because the drugs, make you that way. She couldn't think clearly. Those difficult conditions around her, I'm seeing that this was in her mind. I do feel like she had some problems at home, but probably too few to mention. But the most part of it was the drug use. I do feel like other people warned her about drugs or using drugs, or what would happen to her. I'm seeing that she became very argumentative. Maybe troublesome, like causing troublemaker. I'm not saying she was, but I'm feeling that energy around her. I'm feeling that she felt like everybody was against her thoughts. Like she felt like everybody was an enemy, but this is only because of drug use. Again, in the first video, I explained that when you use those type of drugs, your brain temperature rises. The brain has to be a certain temperature in order for it to function properly. And just like our bodies, our natural body is 98.6 temperature. If it rises, then we get a fever and then we're not well. The same thing happens to the brain. When the brain gets a certain temperature, it rises. The temperature rises and the brain cells literally start to cook. You lose brain cells. What happens when you lose brain cells? You don't think straight. Okay, that is what happened to her. In the first video, it showed that she walked away. People think she got kidnapped, from her home or something like that. I don't see that. I see that she literally walked away from her home because of the drug use. She was paranoid and she felt like everybody was against her and she needed to get away from that energy. So I feel like that is what drove her away and she walked out into the wilderness. Okay, I'm calling the outside the wilderness. Okay, for the next card we have the Tower. Okay, we all know that this is the Tower of unexpected events. Okay, so you see that lightning bolt hitting the tower and the people flying out. So I feel like this is how the family felt when she disappeared. It was an unexpected event. I feel like the boyfriend also felt this way. If she had a boyfriend, I'm feeling like she did have a boyfriend, or I'm seeing that she did. In the first video, it came out that she did, and this one, I'm also seeing him as well. That this was a huge unexpected event, and people didn't expect this to happen to her, or for her to leave, or something bad to happen to her. Nobody expected it. So it was a huge unexpected event for everybody around her that was concerned, that cared about her, that loved her. And I'm even seeing that this was an unexpected event for her. Okay, never in her life that she ever was expected to become missing or anything bad happened to her. Now, here we have I'm going to run through this quick, y'all. Here we have the Page of Swords. This is the card of third-party spying. Again, I think I got this one in the first reading. And if you see, there's messages, birds up on top coming in. This represents messages coming in. This is a young person. The page is always a young person. I feel like this was her boyfriend or someone who had an interest in her. I feel like they were watching her through social media, checking up on her, seeing what she was up to. I feel like this person was mad. Maybe they had an argument because see how red the face is? So this shows a person that was mad. Maybe they had an argument right before she disappeared. I do feel like this person was keeping up with her on the internet. I feel like she didn't like that. Like she knew about it. She didn't like that. And I do feel like this person wasn't honest and didn't tell the truth when he was questioned here. Could be the she, but I'm seeing that he was questioned about her disappearance. I feel like this person didn't tell the truth. The same thing came out in the first reading that I did about her. Okay, so yeah. Okay, again, now we have the Seven of Swords. This is the card of a sneaky person. Okay, so I asked the cards what happened to her when she left her home. This is also represents, these tents back here represent sexual activity. It could represent prostitution, child pornography, just a lot of sex, sexual stuff in the internet, anything like that. I do feel like she came across someone that either took her. Now, there's two scenarios. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Two scenarios. I said that in the first video, and I'm saying it again because it's just coming through. This message is just coming through to me. Two scenarios. Scenario number one. When she was out there wandering around, I feel like the sneaky person that steals things, steals people's energy, steals people. I feel like she was taken into the black market, or I call it the black market, where human trafficking, that's what it's called. It just came into my mind. I feel like she was picked up, and since she was wandering around all drugged up, she was picked up and put into human trafficking. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. In the first video, I saw that she could have died of the element, just wandering around, died of the elements, too hot, too cold, not enough food, whatever. That could have happened to her after this human trafficking. Maybe she got away, she died of the elements. I don't feel like she's alive anymore. The first reading, I got the death card. And then in this reading, I didn't get no death card or no ending, but I don't see it ending well because of all the swords here on the reverse, or this one is, and the one on top is as well. And then just by my own feeling that I'm getting from the cards, not my own personal feelings, but from the cards, I feel like she is no longer alive. Okay, but I do feel like she encountered someone that was very sneaky, a thief. Steals souls, steals things. When she was out there, you know, and they put her into human trafficking. Something like that, okay? So now we have, next to it, the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. This is someone that had to make a decision. Okay, and I feel like it was her. This was her energy. And the upright, this is a person that has a lot of turbulent times. You see the water is going back and forth, so that represents a turbulent time. They're on one leg, so they're trying to balance their life. This is the life, the infinity sign, which is the life cycle. So I feel like she was trying to balance everything, and it was just too much for her, which led her to take drugs. Okay, so it was back and forth. Trying to balance stuff. Let me get a drink. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm drinking water, in case anyone wants to know. And I also have lemon ginger tea right here in my beautiful little cup. Okay, so, yeah. I do feel like she was feeling that way. She had to make a decision, and, you know, because of all the terrible thoughts she was having, and all those thoughts were not true. They were figment of imagination because of schizophrenia, bipolar even. So it fell in the reverse. In the reverse, it shows that a decision has been made. So I think that's when she made the decision. Why this one came after this, I don't know. But I'm feeling like she made a decision to leave. That's when she made the decision to leave, which led her to all this here. Okay. In her mind, again, this keeps coming out over and over. No matter how I ask the cards, it keeps coming out that she left on her own. This is the decision that she left on her own. We needed to get away. Was afraid. I've seen a lot of fear. She felt like everybody was talking about her. People were after her. And just things like that. I had a person that wanted me to do a personal reading, and they were on drugs as well. And they kept repeating the same thing. Is someone after me? I feel like there's somebody watching me, somebody after me. And there was nothing like that. It's just her imagination because they're on drugs. Okay, she was the same way. She was feeling the same thing. So this is, I'm feeling disorganization, causing a lot of difficulties, which prevented her plan. Okay, this is why it came out after this. Her leaving home failed. The plan that she had to leave home failed. Okay. She thought, I'm going to leave, I'm going to go find another job, a new life, or whatever, get away from all these people that are trying to chase me, which there was nobody chasing her or trying to get her. But that plan failed. That's why this came out in the reverse. It failed. It did not go as she wanted it to. It didn't pan out to nothing but her disappearance, perhaps murder or death. Yeah, I feel like she felt that there was too much going on in her life. I'm also seeing with this Two of Pentacles in the reverse, there's going to be some discouraging news, some kind of news coming in that's not positive. Maybe it's news that they'll find her body, or it's just some kind of news that's not good that's going to come in. I see it coming in, or maybe she received some kind of news that wasn't good. Something like that. Okay, so now we have, again, the Six of Wands. In the upright, this means successful travel. Here's the infinity sign again, meaning you're traveling, everything's successful, and it lasts for a lifetime. But again, it fell in the reverse for her. There's no movement in this horse. He's in stagnation. He's standing still. Why? Because he's upside down. So again, her trip leaving the home, wandering off the way she did, proved to be unsuccessful. This reading is plain and simple. Okay, it's telling me the same thing over and over. She left on her own. Nobody kidnapped her from her home. She left on her own due to paranoia. Drug activity made her become paranoid, schizophrenic, perhaps bipolar, where she had all these thoughts that someone was after her. Or her mission and her to get away from all this led to her demise or her unsuccessful journey. This is what this card is telling me. I still feel like she is not with us anymore. I feel like she's in spirit. Maybe, you know, I don't feel like she's crossed over. If she is dead, I don't feel like she's crossed over. I feel like she's lingering. That's why I keep getting two scenarios, but I don't feel like she's crossed over. I don't see any card here where she's ascended. Okay. God, my eyes are really bothering me. I don't got my new glasses yet. I ordered a pair of glasses. They still have not come in. Yeah, so I do see a lot of, in her journey to leave the home, I see a lot of delays, yeah, postponements, and that's because she wandered off by herself without any money, without anything. I feel like she was barefooted. I keep hearing the word barefoot, and I keep seeing bare feet, that maybe she left without shoes or something like that, okay? So I'm going to have to look up her story because I want to know if she was barefooted. I feel like she was barefooted, okay? Now, again, we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. We all know this is the card of victory in the upright. But in the reverse, it's got a double-edged sword, so it can go both ways. This is the hand of the universe offering you an opportunity, but it's in the reverse. This is also one of the baby cards. If someone asks there's several baby cards in the deck. This is one of them. But right now it's not talking about a baby. It's talking about her decision to leave proved unsuccessful, no victory. So it's a double-edged sword, and for her it went in the wrong direction. She was not successful for what she set out to do. She set out to leave and start over, get away from, again, the voices that she was hearing. Because this card in the upright is conquest and victory card. But in the reverse, there is no victory, there is no conquest, didn't accomplish nothing, absolutely nothing. I feel like somebody was pushing her or putting too much force on her. It could have been the boyfriend. Maybe they had an argument the night before, applying too much pressure to a situation which made her leave. Okay. Yeah, I feel like someone kind of pushed her, and since she was on, drugs, it pushed her it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And she was like, okay, now I'm leaving, can't take this no more, and it proved to be unsuccessful. I don't see a death card here, but I do see whenever the infinity sign is in the reverse, that's the life cycle ends, and it's here twice. Here's the infinity sign, and here it is here. Life cycle ends. The main major card here that tells what happened to her is this right here. I do feel like when she left, she encountered a person that was bad, not sneaky, someone that steals lives. I do feel like she fell into human trafficking. She could possibly be alive because this is giving me two scenarios, but I'm feeling that she's not. I'm feeling that it led to, all this here led to her demise, to where later, because I did see the 10 of Swords in the reverse. 10 of Swords in the first reading, which led to the end of a karmic cycle, which was her demise. Okay, but how did she die? Why did she die is the thing. So I'm feeling like this is giving me the answer to that. That once she left, she encountered someone. Okay, now I'm hearing it. She encountered someone that did human trafficking. Then I feel like they took her. She was still alive. I feel like they took her and placed her somewhere. Maybe she was hurt, beat up, or whatever. And then I feel like they took her body and placed her somewhere where the elements got her. Because in the first reading, I got two scenarios where elements got her, someone took her. And now here I'm getting the same thing. But now it's coming together. I'm hearing from my spirit guides it's coming together. I'm feeling that this happened to her first. She was taken. Once she was out there, because she left the home on her own, she was taken. And then during all this human trafficking, I feel like she was either hurt or just in a bad health situation, and then someone dumped her somewhere where she was laying on the ground, and then came her ending because the elements got her. It was either too hot, too cold, or whatever. The elements got her. Okay, this is what I believe. This is what I believe is true. Hey, this is tarot card reading. I could be wrong, but I've never been wrong. So, yeah, we'll see if her body ever is discovered. Still, I think it's still an open case. It happened a few years ago. But I do want to know what happened to this girl. I do pray for her, and I do hope that her body pops up, whether alive or dead. I hope they do find her so the family can get some type of closure. Okay, this is the last I'll do on this case, because there's a whole bunch of other cases that people want me to do. I'm currently working with one lady on her missing nephew, and I'm trying to help her solve that one. And then I'll be doing a whole lot more. If there's anything you want me to look into, any situation, missing person, murder, crime, whatever, please contact me with information down below, because I love to solve these type of crimes. And I do personal readings, as far as love, money, and all that. So whatever question you have, email me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I have tons of people waiting, and then I do work a 12-hour shift. So I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please share. Tell your friends about me. Give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel. If you watch the commercials, please let them play at least 30 seconds or more before you click off. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.